Hello and welcome to African News and Voice of the People TV. I am David Edwin. We begin the news in Botswana, where Botswana holds a national election on October the 30th with President Mokgweetsi Masisi favored to win a second term against three challengers in the nation. His Botswana Democratic Party has governed since independence from Britain in 1966. Voters elect National Assembly members who then pick the president. Masisi has been president since 2018 when he ascended to the post after serving as vice president under predecessor Lan Hama. He retained the presidency when his BDP party won the 2019 election. Other contestants include 54-year-old opposition Duma Boko, a lawyer, is running for the third time as leader of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, an opposition coalition that came second in 2019 and remains the BDP's biggest challenger. In his manifesto, Boko proposes increasing the government's role in the economy to achieve social development and sustainable growth. Boko's party challenged the last election as fraudulent at the High Court, which dismissed the case. Meanwhile, Dumelang Saleshando, 53-year-old, is a leader of the Botswana Congress Party, which was founded, in 1998 and has won between 10 to 20% of votes in past election. Saleshando took over from his father in 2010 as BCP party leader. The party describes itself as having social democratic principles and is campaigning with the motto Save Botswana. Moving on, Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi has announced that a commission will be set up next year to review the country's constitution. Tshisekedi told a crowd of supporters in Kisangani in the country's northeast yesterday that the current constitution has weaknesses and was not tailored to the realities of the country. The president, who is serving his second and last term under the 2006 constitution, cited as reason the delayed formation of the government and provincial assemblies, which he claimed are torn apart by selfish interests. His swearing-in ceremony after re-election had lasted nearly 6 months following division in the ruling coalition. From there on, we move to Ethiopia, where Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has met Russian President Vladimir Putin for a bilateral meeting during the 16th Brics summit in Kazan. The Russian leader called Ethiopia's integration into the group an important step, hailing the nation's proximity with their diplomatic ties dating back to over a century. Putin noted yesterday that both countries' position on most global and regional issues were often quite close, with Ethiopia supporting most Russian initiatives in the United Nations. Meanwhile, Abiy Ahmed has called for a strong intra-Brics trade in key sectors and investment. He presented his country as the third largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa. Ethiopia formally joined the group of emerging economies earlier this year and is one of the newest members of the bloc, as Brics countries now show determination to achieve their vision with a multipolar world. From Ethiopia, we go straight to Rwanda, where the Ministry of Health said new cases of the Marburg virus disease has been confirmed, bringing the total to 63. It was the first case to be confirmed since October the 15th. Minister of Health, Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana, said in a post on X yesterday that the new case was a medical worker who has been treating Marburg patients since the beginning of the outbreak. There were 2 patients under treatment as of Wednesday. So far, the ministry has confirmed 63 cases and 15 deaths since the Marburg virus outbreak was confirmed on September the 27th, while a total of 46 patients have recovered. About 80% of the confirmed cases are medical workers. Moving on, Gabon is set to hold a referendum on November the 16th to vote on a new constitution, sparking mixed reactions. The proposed constitution will allow military leader General Brics Oligui Nguema to run for president, a move that has been drawn criticism from the opposition. The new charter would also abolish the position of prime minister and replace it with a vice president's role, limiting the term of office for president to 2 7-year terms. Opposition parties says Nguema has not respected his promise to restore civilian rule by making it clear to the proposed constitution that the military should not play a role in politics. The official campaign for the constitutional referendum begins on November the 6th. And from there, we'll move straight to Ghana, where the new Patriotic Party caucus is in Parliament has called on Speaker Abian Sumana Kingsford Bagbin to summon Parliament for urgent government businesses. The caucus cited the constitutional and statutory provisions, specifically Article 112, page 3 of the Constitution and Standing Order 58, which require the Speaker to convene the House within 7 days of such a request. They argue that this meeting is essential for the government to fulfill its constitutional and democratic obligations to the people of Ghana. The petition has already gathered approximately 80 signatures from NPP caucus members. Additionally, Standing Order 53, page 2, stated that Parliament must convene within 7 days after the issuance of the notice of summons. While still in Ghana, in another development, NPP candidate Dr. Mahamadou Baumai has visited Dodzi in the Volta region as part of his official tour, where pastors in the K2 North constituency publicly commended him for his exemplary character, visionary leadership, and commitment to excellence. During the visit, Solomon Painstill of the Dodzi Assembly, on behalf of the clergy, highlighted 3 key traits that the pastors found worthy of recognition in Dr. Baumai. The pastors praised Dr. Baumai's dedication to excellence in executing his ideas, emphasizing his commitment to quality and his belief that if something is to be done, it must be done well. Likewise, the presidential candidate of the All People's Congress, Hassan Ayariga, has unveiled his policies during a meeting with the Ghana Union of Traders Association. A key aspect of Ayariga's policy is the proposal to replace the current meter billing system for electricity and water with a flat rate. He stated that there will be no meters for water and electricity under an APC government, claiming that the existing metering system is ineffective and shortchanges Ghanaians. His policy proposals include establishing a national data system, implementing a national development plan, and introducing an economic lockdown to enhance local productivity. You're still watching the African News on Voice of the People TV. More stories in business and sports after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now to some business stories. Equity Bank Kenya has entered a 2.6 billion Kenyan shilling risk-sharing partnership with the International Finance Cooperation to boost financial inclusion in undeserved refugee hosting areas such as Turkana and Garissa. The facility, which includes 50% exposure from IFC, aims to support small businesses and refugees in this region. Equity Bank plans to scale its social impact initiatives while IFC provides advisory services. The initiative serves as a model for similar programs across Africa addressing the needs of vulnerable populations. Still talking business, the city of Cape Town has reaffirmed its stance on impounding taxes that breach traffic regulations. Authorities say they will not back down despite objections from taxi operators. This decision comes after recent impoundments sparked tensions between the city and the taxi industry. Officials insist that enforcing the law is essential to ensuring public safety and order on the road, vowing to continue holding violators accountable. Taxi operators remain vocal against the city's stringent measures. And from that particular business story, we go straight to some other business story. Ugandan currency is seen strengthening against the dollar in the next week to Thursday, while Ghana's would weaken and Kenya's and Nigeria's are expected to be broadly unchanged, traders have said. Ugandan shilling is said trading with a firming bias in the coming week, helped by hard currency inflows from charities and commodities exporters. Commercial banks quoted the shilling at 3,666 to 3,670 to the dollar, compared to last Thursday's close of 3,670 to 3,680 Ugandan shilling. This is as charities convert some of their donations from foreign currency into shillings to meet operational expenses like salaries. However, Ghana's cedi could weaken further on seasonal demand for dollars as companies in the commerce and manufacturing sectors stock up ahead of the festive period. According to a senior trader at Absa Bank Ghana, Sendom Dono, FX illiquidity has plagued the local unit in recent sessions and has seen the cedis depreciate considerably as a result. He added that demand for hard currency has come from both local and offshore participants. And from business, we go straight to some sports stories. In a stunning twist, Kenyan footballer David Ochieng has pointed accusing fingers at Nigeria, blaming them for their ordeal in Libya. Ochieng, a veteran of the Harambee Stars, claims Nigeria's poor hosting reputation set the stage for the Super Eagles' hostage situation in Libya. Drawing from his own bitter experience, Ochieng recalls the mistreatment of the Kenyan team in Calabar, Nigeria in 2013. The Harambee Stars endured difficult conditions ahead of their 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, which ended in a 1-0 draw against Nigeria. Ochieng's comments sparked a heated debate on Africa's football hosting standards and Nigeria's reputation. Still talking sports, in a related development, Libyan footballer Muatasem Al-Mustarsti has confessed to his country's deliberate role in holding Nigeria's Super Eagles hostage at Al Abrak. Uzbekistan's Star Facebook statement exposed Libya's guilt and sparked outrage across Africa. Al-Mustrati claimed the action was retaliation for past mistreatment of Libyan players but critics slams the excuse as feeble. African football experts demands severe consequences for Libya. Al-Mustrati's statement also blasted Europeans' media for bias, alleging they ignored Libyan players' plight while amplifying Super Eagles stories due to their popularity. CAF's response will determine the future of African football. Will Libya face the music or escape punishment? Africa awaits with bated breath. And with that, we've come to the end of the African News on Voice of the People TV. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are at Voice of the People TV, and on all other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Thank you so very much for being here. I am David Edwin. Do have a good afternoon.